Good morning and welcome to the latest podcast. Um, my name's Ian, and this is the podcast in relation to my book, Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. Hello, how are you doing out there? Today I'm going to talk about the first time I went on the tall ship, and there's a reason behind that, and I'll get to that in a little while. The first time I went on the tall ship, um, the Jubilee Sailing Trust used to have two tall ships, the Lord Nelson and Tenacious, and the first time I went on the tall ship, I went from I think it was Port. No, it wasn't. It was Poole to Jersey, and I stayed at a B&B overnight in Poole, and then on the morning, I met up at the ship because obviously it's too far to get down to Poole because I live in York. It's too far to get down to Poole in the morning, so to catch the ship. So I stayed at the B&B overnight, and then the people at the B&B kindly dropped me at the harbour to catch the ship, and then when we got to Jersey, I then had to get two planes back to England. I had to get one back to Bristol, and I had to change planes and get another plane to Manchester, and then I had to get a train from Manchester back to York, and that was the cheapest way of doing it. But when you go on a Jubilee Sailing Trust ship, you're part of the crew, so you're in certain watch teams. So your watch team might be on galley duty, so that means you help with the cooking. If you're on watch duty, your team are in charge of steering the ship, and at times you might be asked to put the sails up, or help with putting the sails up, and everyone gets involved. There's so many disabled people and so many able-bodied people. As I said, the Jubilee Sailing Trust run these. Well, they used to run two ships. They only run one now. So you get to crew the ship alongside able-bodied people. Even though I'm visually impaired, I could drive the ship or have a go at steering the ship because the ship has a talking compass. So that was all great. And one part of the week they come round and say, right, it's happy hour, and I turn around and say, well, mine's a pint, and actually it means you've got to help to clean the ship. So everyone gets involved with like hoovering and dusting and polishing and everything else, and then there was one part of the week where I put a harness on and I was able to climb the rig, and that was quite tiring, because it was like a pulley for any wheelchair user. They have like a pulley that you can wind, and that kind of takes you up the mast. They must have adapted that, and yeah, and that was really good. But yeah, so that was my first voyage. I've been I went on another voyage. I went from Southampton to Antwerp, and one of my PAs met me in Antwerp. I'll go over more of that next time or on another edition of this podcast, as going next week on the Jubilee Sailing Trust ship. My nephew is coming to stay in the house, so I've got a house sitter, and we're going from Southampton on a big round trip, and then we're going to end up back at Southampton. I'm going down to Southampton on Tuesday to stop in a Holiday Inn, a Premier Inn, and then on the Wednesday I'll go and meet the ship, and I'll be really good. So that's what's happening next week. I've got a friend meeting us at London, and she's going to take me on the Underground, and then take me on the Underground so I can get my connection train, and then I'll stay at the Premier Inn, and then on the Wednesday I'll meet up with the ship. Another thing that happened on my last voyage, we stopped in France, and we spent so much time on land, and then getting back to the boat was quite. I think we all took ashore on like a speedboat thing, and there was some reason why it took a bit of a problem getting everybody back onto the boat, but we eventually got there. And let me go back to the first voyage. As I say, I had to get 2 planes and then a train back to York, and this was the first ever time that I'd been on a plane on my own. Before, I've been with other people, but never been on my own. And when you can't see very well, when you're in a wheelchair, it's quite a daunting thing. But anyway, I'll wind up there and be back in another week or so's time, and to tell you all about my adventures. And this week as well, I'm at Liverpool on Sunday. We play West Ham, so we're keeping very busy at the minute. And so next time I'll tell you about my last voyage, which is happening next week, and we're going my nephew's staying at my house. So I'll see you all very soon. And if you've listened to this podcast and you like what you hear, check out my book, my autobiography, which is Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds, available on Amazon. So please look that up, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Anyway, goodbye.